This is CWO4 Vic Pinion, U.S. Navy retired, telling some stories of my naval career. Well, I've already told you some stories about the Launch 5 stroke timers. It's covered in a couple of earlier stories, but this is a very involved set of stories or situations regarding those stroke timers. We discovered that the number 3 Catapult, now we'd already had the problem with number 4 Catapult launch valves, but we discovered that Cat 3's launch valves are leaking hydraulic fluid. So we disassembled them to repack them. Now we're on the line off Lebanon, working hard. I mean 24/7, we're going and not much sleep. And we discovered that Cat 3's launch valves are leaking hydraulic fluid and we needed to repack them. Well, we disassembled them. Now I'm wanting the chief personally present during every step of that job. So and I was there present as much as I could be, and got those launch valves disassembled, and we discovered a couple of problems with them. One, the flexible coupling between the hydraulic section and the steam section was rusted into a solid ball. It was supposed to have a certain amount of give. It had no give. None. This is a hard, rusted mess, and I viewed it as beyond our immediate capability while we were at sea without dowering that Catapult for a long time. Okay, so we'll live with this till we get back to States, and I'll have the civilian industrial activity like it at Naval Air Rework Facility at Norfolk, Virginia, to do that job. We also discovered, and the Bowcats chief, Rick Neely, was very interested in that job. So he came back, and him and the Wastecat chief, Chris Parris, both of them were like on the job just about all the time. They discovered that the piston rods for the launch valves were cracked. Well, those piston rods had a thick layer of chrome plating on them. And I went back and looked at that. Man, it looked like it was cracked almost a 1/4 inch deep. Man, this darn thing's about ready to break in half. So I checked and discovered that they had some new piston rods in the supply department. And I drew a couple of them. Well, they were behind a service change. So I had to have them machined to have this field change installed in them to make them fit the rest of the launch valve assembly. And took them down to the ship's machine shop. Well, okay, the machine shop officer, a Lieutenant Commander LDO, good man, hard charging Lieutenant Commander, he agreed to do it, said I can do it no sweat. He said, but let me look at the ones that are cracked. So I did. He told me, I think that's only cracked through this thick layer of chrome. Let me grind that out and see if I can just grind it out and then replate that. I said, okay, great. Well, it was a long, several times of grinding it and then taking it and dye penetrating, inspecting and so forth, and before he finally ground the crack out, and it was a pretty deep crack all the way through that thick layer of chrome. I think it was something like 50 thousandths of an inch deep. I don't remember exactly, but around there. And he replated it, and we reinstalled those pistons. Well, in the process, I discovered that the cat electrician, because I saw a launch valve stroke timer switch laying on the main control console, he had replaced that switch. Now, replacing that switch threw off the old time of the launch valve stroke times, which made that useless to us now to time these launch valves that we had disassembled and reassembled. A worrisome situation because my base times had been destroyed. So I'm talking with the chief, they said we've been doing that a long time, it's normal, and we've been okay. I said, okay, we'll pay close attention to this job, as close as we can. Well, we discovered another problem, and another, and another. It's worth at least one more story. So let's stop this one here and y'all carry on.